get your card
received because.
Alright, I'll go ahead and do a review and we can go.
Yeah.
That's super fancy.
I'm scared.
I'm scared. Everybody's got jitters.
Hey, John.
Be very afraid.
What is this?
Yep.
Just our stats. Yeah,
So-
it's our player stats.
With Molly not being here, did you say that someone's gonna play her
Andrew's
character?
gonna play it.
Okay. But to make it fair, are we not giving her the XP for today?
No, because it was 2 people gone, and I just can't run to, and mostly a lot because he's a spellcaster. It's a lot harder for someone to take over a spellcaster.
Alright.
And I went ahead and gave them stuff that happened as a whisper that nobody knows about. So
Oh, okay.
stuff happened with them, just nobody knows about.
Okay.
I'm assuming they did their own thing.
thing.
They were on their own secret mission.
Okay, so
There might be some friendly
so last time you guys woke up for the first time in Phandelver. Narion impatiently gathered the group together. Ryder shared some information about what she had learned with conversation with Sister Gorelli. The group goes to Barthen's Provisions, meets and interacts with Elmer Barthen, got some supplies, got paid for the drop-off. The group went to Lion Shield, met Lenin, did some buying and trading there. Ryder converses with Sister Gorelli again and finds out that there's a druid that visits the area. The group went to the Townmaster's Hall, and Sildar confronted Harbin Wester, who was the quote-unquote head of the town. He was quickly relieved of his post and thrown in jail along with the goblin. Sildar hinted he was going to interrogate the goblin further in order to try and find the location of Cragnall Castle. Phil and Val pretended to be drunk and approached the sleeping giant in an effort to scout. Phil got kicked out and Falcor decided to stroll on in, which was fine. The Ryder backed him up a little bit, and then as soon as the Goliath walked in, all hell broke loose.
Yes.
Unconscious Falco revived himself with a natural 20. That was the first time for that. That was awesome. And Ember made an amazing kill on the Red Brand boss by knocking off just about half of his entire hit points with a guiding bolt and channel divinity. So that was the review
Oh, yeah.
from
It was
last
like
week.
Wrath of Storm.
It was pretty boss.
Wrath of the Storm or something. It was awesome. Baby, you were so wiggly.
So where we left off, you guys had just finished defeating the Red Baron ruffians in the bar. So you guys are still in the bar. Everything has just calmed down. There's a few waitresses. There's the dwarf that you saw was there. So I'll let you guys take over from there.
The dwarf was.
There was a dwarf behind the counter also.
Oh, right.
And that's where I was making my way to.
You're already there.
You're at
Yeah.
the bar.
You already ordered a beer.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was, got my beer, had to heal myself a little bit.
Oh, was the dwarf
No, just
the
once.
weird
You
looking?
only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that was
It was
just
just a little
last
slow.
week.
But then he said the white
Yeah.
just threatened or not.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was-
Okay.
Well, I talked to the dwarf and apologize for the mess. We really did not mean to ruin your establishment here. We'll help clean it up. But, so we were just looking to rout out the ruffians. I guess, well, we took care of this bunch. Is there any more around the town that you know of?
There's a lot of different faces coming. There's a lot of different faces coming through. I know there's more of them, but I don't know where they are.
I'm curious on how you got hooked up with this bunch.
I wouldn't say that I'm hooked up with them. It's they come in here and do what they want. They bring business, they bring coins, so it's a give and take.
So they do pay you. They don't
Yeah, they
just
pay for drinks.
take with them. That's
Not-
that's the first for everything, I suppose.
Yeah. They don't always pay agreeable price, but they do pay.
So I take it you're probably not unhappy that we relieved you of their patronage.
No, I'm glad that these guys are out of the way so that business can go back to normal.
Well, we'll help you clean up the, the bar here a little bit, and just want to let you know that the town is under new management right now. So
Appreciate it. Starts telling her bartenders to kind of take care of you guys, go have a seat. They'll bring you some drinks on the house.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
and if you could just spread the word.
Yeah, there's a kitchen here too if you guys want a bite. I don't know if you guys had breakfast or not.
And
Remember
short
food.
rest, guys. Short rest.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's short rest while we
Let's
clean up
have a party.
and eat some provisions.
Yeah, are there
Great.
room?
Yes.
Can we count this as a short rest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
1 hour for minimum for short rest.
Right.
How does that work? You go to.
Oh, my question, I remember this,
Short
does
rest button.
it work with resting, the amulet?
Mhm.
Like, is that how it recharges?
Yeah, I believe I wrote
Now-
on there it's like a long rest or something.
And it regains,
So
well,
her
wrote
long
one
rest or
D
regular
six
long
plus
rest?
four
Her long
expended
rest.
charges after the long
Short
rest.
rest. Which means
Wait,
your
wait,
long
wait,
rest.
wait,
not
I was
regular.
trying to read this and then you said what and he answered.
I'm explaining that right now. So it
Short
says
rest
long
is for
rest, but it's
everybody.
your long
What's the
rest.
row?
So it could
Okay,
be a short
that
rest.
Okay, but then I have to roll,
Yeah.
but there's no reason for me to roll right now.
Yeah, I don't think you
I
use
have
any
to look
trade.
at it.
Hey, Cyrus,
One.
because you're row two, right?
What, do you know what this is?
Oh, you have two.
On
You have
D&D
this is
Beyond,
showing you have 2
specifically
hit dice
have to
because
do
you're level 2.
regain hit points.
So you can either roll 1 now,
That's why
or
it's-
both
No,
now,
no.
or none at all.
So I was always, that's actually a question that I had, that I keep forgetting to ask. I'm confused on what the hit dice are for. Is
Okay,
this
so-
something that you get replenished
Yeah.
on our
So
long
since
rest?
there's a question about the hit dice and short rest, I'll just
Oh, yeah.
tell everybody. So everybody, because you're level 2, you have what's called 2 hit dice, which means whatever your hit dice is, whether it's a D8 or most of you it's a D8 or a D6 or D10. You have 1 per level, which means during a short rest you can choose, if you're low on health, you can choose to roll one of those or both of them in order to get healing back.
Oh, so it's not just a matter of like, I took a
Okay.
short rest, I automatically get all my hit points
No,
back.
that's only long rest.
Because
Oh,
normally,
okay,
right,
okay.
except for me,
That makes
unless
sense.
you have a special ability.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm taking my long.
And then
So
when you-
when we're not taking a long rest, if we're just taking a short rest, and we're low on health, we can choose to use our hit dice to replenish.
Right, I was actually gonna ask that because I was reading up on it.
Yep.
Cool, okay, good
And
to
so
know.
then when you long rest, you get those hit dice back.
And where do I find my hit dice?
Yeah.
In the short rest.
What do you mean by you get them back?
If you use them
Mhm.
during a short rest, you get them back if you take a
1d10
long
plus
rest.
3.
Oh, so
Nice.
so you only have like a limited amount? Oh, okay.
It's what your level is, you
I
have 1 per
don't have
level.
any hit
What
points
that
to
means.
replenish.
I was wondering if you could like roll like, I'm level 20, I can roll these 20 times?
When you're level 20, you'll have 20 dice.
Yeah. You'll have
But
20 hit
only
dice.
one per short rest.
No,
No,
you
you
can
can
use
roll
as many as
all
you want.
20
Until
on
they're
one
gone.
short.
That's God.
I will have to
Nice.
ask you what
Hey.
that is.
Well, when you're level 20, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
like, a
And you
mofo.
have
Yeah, your
Wow.
hit, your hit points are like
Oh,
300.
And when you're
No,
level
not
20,
that
you
many,
basically are a god.
If you're like barbarian.
Very short.
To fill out with
So you hit that,
Absolutely.
you go down to
Do you have
long
that?
rest.
Yep, right here.
Wormy burger, such a good DM.
Okay.
I'm prepared. There's a difference between prepared and good. Maybe there's some yes.
So we short rested, hung
There's
out.
overlap.
I'm so
Ate some food.
So the bartender,
So
or
you can choose
she
which
kind
hit die you
of
want.
bounces between the tables, kind of chit chatting, small talking, and thanking you guys, asking. This is a really interesting group here. What are you guys? You just kind of roll into town, taking out bad guys?
For now we are. We're kind of an eclectic group because we don't really know each other a whole lot longer than these past few days, but we've basically been brought together by circumstance, mutual beneficial.
What circumstance is that?
We all have a mutual friend that we are trying to help out at the moment.
Who's that?
His name is Gundren.
Thunder?
You know Gundren.
I've seen him. He's come in and had a drink.
He's a good man.
Good man, yeah. He and his brothers.
Yeah, we
Brothers.
What brothers are you talking about? That's the
You guys
second
keep
reference
saying
of
brothers.
brothers that we've heard, and we
You
don't
didn't
know
catch
who they
it?
are.
It didn't hook last time, so
It did.
I wanted
That's
the
why I
hook to
asked.
set this time.
Brothers.
I just know he's coming here and had a couple drinks with his brothers. That's all I know.
Like, you talking blood brothers, or
Brother-
like other dwarves, or brotherhood type brothers?
All of the above. They're dwarves and they're his brothers.
So
they are blood.
for this conversation.
They are blood. They're blood related and they have a brotherhood.
So they are okay. Anyway, so you wouldn't happen to know who these brothers are, would you? Are they in town?
They were in town. I haven't seen them in a while. They haven't come in for a drink.
Do you know any names?
I do
Quick
know their
checks.
names.
So we could
Trying to
definitely
remember
use
their
their help.
One of them
Yes.
was
Gudrun has currently been captured by some goblins that were trying to liberate him from.
He's been captured by goblins.
He has. And we're currently trying to get some help to go try and get him out of that situation. So any help that you can give us will be greatly appreciated.
Your kicking is
Well,
really
The
obnoxious.
help I can give comes in liquid form, and food.
I'm more talking about the information kind.
Okay. Well, I know the name is Brothers. I'll have to remember it here again soon.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
You have it written down somewhere.
Yeah. There's so much to
At this
remember.
point, though, it's not God moaning. We're all in here, like, hanging out. If we want to talk about what we're going to
Tharden was one of his
Right.
brothers.
Right. This is
Yeah,
what
we can
try
actually
and
just sit around some
No.
tables and
I'll let you guys beat, and I'll be back with
Shock it
some little tidbit foods, and
We need little tabs.
I have tabs and highlights. And
Well, I greatly appreciate it.
here's no, that's not it.
And what was your name? I didn't catch it.
My name. I just had that too.
I'll give you a moment to think about your own
Krista.
name.
My name is Krista. Hi, my name's Krista.
Krista. My name's Phil. My friends call me Phil. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to know you. So Krista, huh?
okay, so she's like she
Yeah, she's a
She's
dwarf.
a female dwarf.
female dwarf. Okay.
Yep.
And there's somebody else.
She's
Oh,
like
gross.
Barbie.
Hey. We're all around one table. There's a really big table.
But I'm not sure how I'm there.
Yeah, these were.
You're there in spirit.
You say Grista?
Grista.
Grist. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
there.
the
Grista.
No, I spelled it right. That never happens.
No, sweetie.
Um,
No, I like I'm not.
okay, so I'm trying to get now all of the things straight because I can't visualize stuff
Okay.
very well because I'm not actually seeing it. We have Gundurin
Gundren.
that we're trying
Rock seeker.
to find information out to go maybe save.
Mhm.
We were dealing with these ruffians.
Perfect.
Was there anything other like
I think we've
Side
got all
thing.
our other
go
side,
side things
our
I'm
little side
forgetting
quests
about?
done.
Not yet.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, I think we've gotten those accomplished in the last episode. We got our package delivered, and then the cart, then the loot we found delivered
Okay.
and dealt with, and we got our goblin situated,
Okay.
and the bad governor overthrown. So
Yeah.
that's off the table now. So now it's just the two main fighting missions.
Okay, I just want to make sure because we're a lot
So
of
far.
like.
Let's,
So far.
Yeah,
Go up.
yeah.
I guess once we're done here, we go back to Sildar, let them know that we brought some ruffians, and what's next?
Let's
I
try
think we
again.
should,
Okay.
at the moment, keep our eyes and ears open for any leads on these mysterious brothers of Gundren that we can maybe track down, get some help there. And in the meantime, until we can find sufficient help to go storm that castle, I vote that we just keep taking out these red suckers.
I guess my next question is where are they? Should we
She's
be
on
look,
a
We don't
field.
know yet.
should we be looking for them? Like
He's
do we
out by
care?
her.
Like
Well,
does it matter? Like is that God voting now? Should we just keep ignoring that they're not with
They're
us?
grown D&D characters, they can do whatever they want. Doing something.
Yeah, I left it to where you guys can interject whenever you.
He's like, I'm gonna
Right.
this question.
You just happen to walk
I
in
have
the door.
no idea what's going on, so
Well,
I don't
that's
even know
why I
how
do
to
that.
interject here.
Okay, so
Sorry, I
it's-
was trying to
it's-
read as well.
So they left the inn that you guys had all fallen asleep. They went and did a fight in the bar while you guys had your.
Gathered as much on that. I just don't know how my character would interject here because.
Okay.
Well, you can come seek us out, or we could come find you.
I've been looking for you for a day.
I went back to the inn, but I didn't find anybody. So I'm just kind of hanging out because I figured I'll stick with the horse.
Well, we're gonna go back out to the streets.
Sorry,
And we'll run into it.
and you'll eventually come find me.
Is everybody worshiping the halfling here?
Yeah.
So
She's
I'm
like
gonna come at the end waiting for you all to get back.
I guess
So
first
before we
where
leave,
are.
Grista, do you have any other information you might be able to help us out with on where we can find more of your crimson friends?
I don't have any information on their location. I know just they pop
No
in
other
and pop
hangouts?
out quite often. So
No other hangouts that they frequent?
not that I know
Alright. Well, if you hear anything, we would again greatly appreciate any information you could pass on to us.
of. Anytime, you're welcome here anytime also.
I appreciate it.
Yay!
So I
Considering
guess-
we just ruined the place.
Yeah, can we help you getting rid of any of these bodies, or
You already did enough and it's mostly put back together. The girls are kind of clean
we
though.
didn't break a whole lot?
No.
Girls are used to throwing dead bodies.
When you live in a rough D&D
So
town.
take care of like drunk guys that you used to.
You can throw them in the back of our car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
collecting them. Alright, what would
Alright,
you guys
so I
like
guess
to do?
we go find Sildar, right?
Yep.
At 8.
And silver.
Oh, hold on, I gotta put mine
And
in.
Silver. Silver.
Okay.
So maybe on the way, should we swing by the inn to see if Thorn and Bryn are there?
Meh.
No, yeah, and then we drop off the cart so the cart can, I don't know, I assume maybe there's a place we can store the cart. We just out
Stables.
back.
Let's do it.
Whatever
Go
you
find
guys
some
want to do.
Yeah, maybe we should go find some stables to shack that horse up in. Or the
Donkey. Don't.
So the first thing we're gonna do is get rid of Larry.
No.
Well, no, we're not getting rid of it. We're just parking where you can eat and be comfortable.
He's hungry.
We can find a good parking lot for him.
Okay, so we all go out to the cart.
Yep, so we
If
rendezvous
you
with the
change
cart.
my stats, mister.
Back
Oh, as
and
it
then
pushes it.
go back to the inn.
Yep. Go swing by the inn real quick to see if our friends are there.
I'm skipping down the road.
So we're back at the inn now. Do we?
Okay, so you guys head back to the inn.
Does Thorn and Bryn have a room that they were in?
They had a room. I don't know if you guys knew which one.
Well, I went and knocked on all the doors.
Yeah, well, you didn't know which one. You just knocked on doors.
Stuck my
Which
fingers
doors?
underneath
As
the
you
door.
guys walk in, Colin greets you. Good morning. How's it going?
Morning. We're looking for a friend. I don't remember.
Traveling
Are you a small race?
No, I'm a regular race.
Alright.
You which is what?
Human.
Humanoid.
Okay.
Oh, you're also human.
Well, never
Okay.
mind. We're looking for our friends Thorn and Bryn. Are they still here?
One is a fancy feather.
I can't say that I've seen him.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go see Sildar then.
Oh, do you know where we can store our mule and cart?
Oh yeah, you can park it out back. Just tie him up.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Check. Alright.
So we go to see
Now we'll go
Sildar.
see
Cool,
some
cool,
cart.
cool.
So you guys can interject whenever you want. I'm just gonna keep role playing with them, and you guys do what you want.
Trying to figure out, are they still on the end?
Yeah,
We just-
We
We're
just,
inside the
yeah,
inn.
we're still in
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
We're on
You're
our way
just
to-
about to leave.
we're just
I-
leaving to go see Sildar.
Happen to walk downstairs and be like, "Hi, friends," and follow the group.
Oh, there she is. Hello, Bryn.
Woohoo! Tobin's like, I found one!
She's there.
Thank you, Tobin.
Waiting on board, Alright.
Boy, did you miss some fun last night, Bryn. Holy cow. Well, not last night, but a few hours ago.
It wasn't even that long, really.
A few minutes ago.
It
I'm
was
so
20 minutes
drunk.
ago, man.
I'm so drunk.
Well, yeah, it was probably an hour or so.
Phil
because
has
you
no
guys
idea what
sat
time
down
it
and
is.
looked up.
Because we
Where's
like
the sun?
we literally like got up, went to the cart, went through the town, and like stopped at the bar.
Well, it could be hours, because it could take longer to walk down the street.
Well, we
Yeah,
had
we
some
don't know
time
how
with
far it is.
equipment
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
dying.
We have a
early
battle by
afternoon
lunch.
right
Early afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
short work of getting into a fight.
Okay, so Bryn comes downstairs.
Hi, friends. Join the group.
Oh, hi!
Oh,
Sounds like I got in some trouble last night. Let's try not to again.
we
Well,
got friends.
this
Is what
is
this
you
is.
missed this
We
morning.
just did this morning.
We are just getting started.
I had a nice, peaceful morning
Since,
with no fist thrown. So.
since I'm a
trip right now, but I'm hoping he'll be back before nightfall.
That's weird.
That's so weird. That's so weird.
He's out leveling up.
Okay.
He's
He's training to be a fighting fox.
I want to. Yeah.
We can plan a one shot around that.
I want to come down the stairs, but without my hat, jacket,
Gotcha.
Are you
or
naked?
any of the
Naked or
any of the
Items.
disguise kit.
Okay, so go ahead and describe that.
All right, so coming down the stairs, instead.
Oh,
of,
shite! This is where all the confusion I've been having is coming in.
Uh-huh.
So coming down the stairs, you don't see Thorn. Instead, you see a similarly sized humanoid being with a very large reptilian tail, two horns kind of curved around his back.
I've been so
And-
confused about this.
Darn it, I'm missing it!
He has red skin and black slicked back hair.
Ew.
Falco,
Yeah, I need this.
Falco's tension rises a little bit as he grips his warhammer a little tighter.
Phil
But then he
notices, Phil notices Falco get all tense and he's starting to grab his axe and stuff and looking around.
Hi there.
But then just out of out of instinct,
Thank you.
and just a divine sense to feel the intentions, evil or not,
Oh, nice.
of this creature that we see come down.
Divine sense detects evil, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on the defense right now.
This is his character.
Actually, I take it back. It's just
What about this disguise shit?
as an action, I can detect good and evil,
Here, let me see.
and then until the next end of my next turn, I can sense the effect of spell spells.
I have more.
Or know the location of celestial fiend, undead, etc. So I can detect good and evil.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you telling us?
He's trying to detect evil right now.
Yeah, because I see what I'm assuming is a
Fiend.
well, the fiend. So what's the
Demon.
tiefling?
Satan?
A small
Tiefling, which
Satan.
has a kind of demonic, visage
Blood.
to it.
Well, they have demonic
They're not
ancestry.
demons,
Yes. So anyway, I'm trying to ascertain whether this is a good demon or.
Is
I'm
there any
definitely,
kind
like,
of
going to get him
detection
backing out
for
and,
if
like,
I
find
know
the
he's
door.
casting? Is there a somatic or
Somatic or vocal.
or is it purely?
Is
Is that
that
in
This
roll
is just
for?
by sense.
Okay.
There's
Oh,
no
it's
Not
not
a
a
spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
As I come down the stairs, greetings. Would you be interested in, or would you be the ones looking for Thorn?
So to answer your question,
Si, senor.
We are.
We would be. Who wants to know? Who might you be?
My name is Azazel. I'm a associate of his, so to speak. I'm afraid he's had to leave on some urgent business, but I have taken up his contract.
You've taken up his contract, have you?
Yes, you see, Thorn is rather, well, shall we say, weak-willed in some ways. And he rather got tired of this whole shenanigan. However, I'm a mercenary, and I rather do like traveling in the woods, being from the mountains myself. So, if you'll have me, I would like to take up his position in your party. I guarantee you that I can do many of the things that he could.
Phil was getting very suspicious as how he was taking over his stuff and he's suddenly gone, but at the mention that he's a mercenary and his explanation, his tensions kind of loosen a little bit.
I'm all for it.
So, you're a mercenary, you said?
Yes, I've been traveling around lately trying to...
Are you a lone mercenary or are you part of any group?
I don't do well with groups, as you can obviously guess. My kind aren't exactly, shall we say, social.
Well, you have to deal with this group.
And you would be
Figure
an
myself. I know
elf,
that.
I assume? I haven't dealt with many of your kind.
As I back away towards the door.
Never mind.
Whoa, he noticed.
He noticed me.
She's not skipping right now.
Nope. I am by the door now.
Well, that is quite the strange one. Anyways, Gordon did fill me in on what he did know before he left. So, where have y'all just come from?
Before we start divulging that, forgive me, I
Yeah.
don't mean to be rude or anything, but how do we know, I've never met you before and Thorn's never mentioned you, how do we know that everything's on the up and up between you two?
I'm really not sure what I could say say to convince you of that, considering Thorn didn't know you that well himself. All he mentioned was that you're looking for Gunda, who's a friend of mine as well, and that you have a goblin somewhere, I believe, stored in a jail cell. You're trying to go take down a goblin king in a castle. That's really all Thorn could tell me, though. He didn't really seem very interested in the rest of you, to be quite frank.
Can I do an insight check?
Of course.
What's an insight? Phil leans into him, kind of squints one eye, and goes, "Did he give you that password?"
You don't have a password.
Well,
He
that
knows
is
the
he
password.
knows our password. He knows.
22.
She rolled a 22.
Okay.
So that means
For what?
for
Am I
insight check.
suspecting that you're like lying about Thorn telling you stuff?
Do I do a counter roll for that since it's player?
This is a roll.
Because
I think it's,
Deception.
yeah, I was gonna say,
he does
yeah.
a deception, right?
I need this, Shelby.
Have you moved in?
That's a pretty high roll.
I was this
It
close
is.
to buying one of those.
What'd you close your natural?
How much were they?
17.
I didn't actually look at the price.
Wow, still high.
Let's see what
My
else
insight
there.
is 5. My
I think I bought this
modifier.
one at a convention, so I don't.
I'm proficient.
So I got a 10.
Okay. So you were specifically asking or wanting to know about what?
Yeah, just as I'm listening to him and he's like saying like Thorn told him all this stuff. I mean, like, I'm all for him joining the party because my father being in trade and merchant and stuff, like I've seen all kinds. So like I'm not necessarily put off by him. I just want to know where like our buddy Thorn went. Like,
Can I aid her or give her advantage? Not that she needs
She's
it.
already doing
no,
this.
I already did it. No, it's just me checking out like.
You need to specifically
Like, what
ask
are you
him,
checking?
what are you trying to
Are you lying about
determine?
this?
Yeah, like, you have to have something specific you're trying to find out from me or about me.
Well, I
Seven.
don't know how to phrase
You
it.
are kind of already said it, so I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
you
like I'm
remember.
trying to figure out like I'm
If-
trying to get insight into whether like Thorn actually told you this stuff or did you like tie him up and beat him for the information?
Yeah, is Thorn
you know,
safe?
like
Thorn is perfectly safe.
Mm.
Nothing bad happened to Thorn.
And
So if it's
I
not true,
mean, John?
he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
so okay, so basically you're
So
telling the
everything's on the
truth
open.
about like
Yeah, so
Thor-
He's telling
Thorn
the
gave
truth
you
about Thorn
information.
being safe.
if this
Wait,
would
no,
help,
wait.
Yeah.
the
That's
paladin,
fine.
you know,
That'll work.
Thorn is indeed a friend of mine.
Oh, goodness.
Since everything
They're
kind of
like
checks out
this.
with this story so far,
Inseparable.
Falco releases his, grip on the Warhammer and just kind of, kind of relaxes a little bit, but obviously still a little bit of
So,
tension.
so I get
But
I get a sense
I don't-
that like you're telling us the truth about like Thorn gave you this information. He wanted you to join us. He is your friend.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, that puts me at ease. I'm all about you joining our party. Hi, friends.
Hi.
I'm Ember.
I don't know what.
I want another beer.
Your character is small.
Quite nice to meet you.
Thorn kind of like loosely handshakes.
I thought about trying to pickpocket.
Alright,
I can make it work.
what would you guys like to do?
We were on our way to Sildar, if you'd like to
It's
join
a
us
test to
too.
make sure he meets our
Well,
group.
well,
Yeah, exactly.
you may have to fill me in on the details with him as we go, but yes.
Okay, so I guess we're I guess everything's on the up and up then. Welcome to the group. I'm Phil, by the way, and I shake his hand.
Yes, I'd rather guess that one.
He didn't tell me about you.
So yeah, we go to Sildar, and I guess we're probably filling him in on the details of what's been
The
going on
5-minute
along the
walk.
way. Yeah.
Exposition.
Yeah.
Montage. Alright, so you guys end up walking into the Townmaster Hall again. Sildar is there, and he greets you. Welcome back! I see you guys have all no bumps and bruises. Everybody's here. That one's a little. I don't recognize him. You picked up a straggler.
This is our friend Azazel. We just met him ourselves.
We like trades.
He's a friend of a former member of the group that we came in with.
Whatever works for you guys. How'd it go?
It went freaking great, actually. We went over to the Sleeping Giant Inn, and basically, long story short, we gave them what for.
Good.
The ones that are
good,
currently in the town are no longer.
good.
The ones that we found anyway.
Yes. Okay, the ones that we know about right now.
The ones that were in their chosen bar are no longer with us.
Sounds good. Well, we need to find the others then.
Well, speaking of, have you gotten any information?
Speaking of, I spent some time as he like cracks his knuckles, and you guys kind of look back at the cages, and both of them are like in the back corner, shivering, and they see that you guys have like joined again.
The
And
fat man shat himself.
it's beyond.
They're hugging each other. Through
They're not in the same cage. They're in opposite cages.
He meant
No,
he said
we're in
food.
the bars. Stroking the fat guy.
While he like gently licks a little of the fat sweat. Okay, so he starts divulging. He
I'm
did
regretting that last beer.
he did some serious interrogation of Yimik. Obviously, you guys observe Yimik. There's some cuts. There's some little bit stabby. Basically, he took his knife kind of under the fingernails a little bit. Did what he had to do to get some information.
You got serious.
So you guys, Yimik told me that he pointed out a location on the map that was close, but not the exact location. Do you guys have your map?
He did. We present the map. I think Molly has it, doesn't she?
Molly, yeah.
Molly has it.
Well, last week we asked her. I don't think she pulled it
She
out.
has it.
She
Oh,
said in the
she
message that
She
she's the one that
had
has
everything.
She has a
Oh,
physical
okay.
map.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
between Falco and Molly,
Do
you know,
we
they're
have a
back and
picture
forth.
of the map or a copy
Aaron.
of
I
the map?
None of us
John's
did.
How do you spell
stuff
that?
out.
For ages we
Oh, because I should have taken a picture of
Wait,
it.
let's see.
Oh, you're right. It was Molly who
Yeah,
had
good
it.
call. I want
I
to
think
see
we,
that real
I mean,
quick.
we
Or
just
just
imagined it well enough. We just pulled out the map then.
There you go.
Yeah,
We're all
well, I remember we were at
So
your guys' place, and she was over. Got it. Yeah.
she'll have it with her. I just because I knew she wouldn't be here, I made another one. So you guys show him the map. He
X marks the spot.
Do anybody want to see this?
Not
leans
yet.
over, and I want to do it in like
Here, I'll take this.
pull one of these out.
Azazel, what's your coloring?
Thank you.
He said
Red skin, black hair.
Red skin, black. Look. I mean, you're very beautiful.
You're very pretty.
Did you
Alright.
say scales when you were just?
So he's
Skin.
points,
What colors are your horns? Are they black?
Red.
Oh, they're red.
makes an X on the mark. That should get us pretty close. He told me about a little trail that we can probably find. Get up in there.
And where are we right now again?
And
You guys are in Phandelver.
Okay. And where have we already traveled?
You went down the main road and then took a turn on the Tribord Trail.
Oh, Neverwinter. I remember that name. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Trying to get my bearings. I like having a map. Yay!
Okay.
So then he additionally talks to you about interrogating Harbin, which was the.
That's
very
similar.
Again, he interrogated quite hard, just because he didn't like the fat effort. He said he got some information about cash stash, some coin that Harbin had been kind of siphoning off on the
Oh, I'm
top
very
side.
interested in
I heard
that.
you say the word coin.
Yep.
I like the shiny.
He talks about I'm gonna go ahead and take that into town and redistribute that, since that all the money lately has really kind of just been stolen. So
Good.
he's gonna
Good move.
distribute that. He gets information about the wizard, a wizard that's been exploring around Transcender Manor, but hasn't been seen from in a while, and that's probably the buddy that he's been looking for, which is Iarno Albrick.
You said transgender?
Yeah.
Transcend-
Transcender Manor.
Transcendar.
T-R-E.
Transgender man.
When I first read it,
That's totally.
T-R-E-S-E-N-D-A-R M-A-N-O-R.
T-R-A-N-S-Z.
T-R-E-S-E-N-D-A-R.
Hold on, I can't read that fast.
Do you need a better pen?
I
T-R-E-N.
need better ears.
Not T-R-E. T-R-E-S.
Freaking out. This is the fourth dash.
I'm rattling it off, and I can only write so fast.
I'll do it backwards for you. R-A-D.
so much.
I need a better brain.
Okay, T-R-E-S.
T-R-E-S-E-N-D-A-R M-A-N-O-R.
Dude, my notes are terrible now.
Yeah. So Transgender Manor is, he kind of explains that this is probably a large house, a manor, someone's family manor.
Okay.
Now that you've written it.
And that he is intentionally gonna go try and poke around a little bit probably at some point and see where if he can find his buddy Iarno. Cause that's who he came to this town
Perfect.
to find.
And how do you spell his name again?
Iarno. Alberek. It's
Okay.
he is a wizard that is also part of the Lord's Alliance.
Okay. Yeah, I have that understood that. Okay, cool.
And the last thing that that Harbin shared was that there's been news lately of some orcs around Wyvern Tor.
So many names.
Phil darkens visibly at that news.
Something.
How many orcs are we talking about right now?
Harbin didn't know specifically, and Sildar kind of leans back and looks at Harbin, and Harbin shivers again. He doesn't want any more. But Harbin gave up all the information he had. He doesn't know how many there. He just
Phil stalks over to Harbin's cage and just like stands there rather menacingly, just staring straight into his eyes, talking to Sildar. You're confident that you've gotten all the information about that you need, that he has.
he told me everything, and you see a little bit of pee come out from underneath Harbin.
And I'm sorry, where did you say the orcs were at?
He didn't know. It was near Wyvern Tor. Wyvern Tor.
We have that on our map. No, we don't. Do you happen to know where this Wyvern Tor is?
I don't know
If you
offhand.
want.
North, east, south.
Do you, and I look back at Harbin, do you know where Wyvern Tor is?
It's east. I don't know exactly.
East.
Perhaps some of the locals.
Specifically, who might know?
I don't know.
You better try harder than that.
I don't know. I told you all I know. He's like at the point of body shut down.
I think he's had enough.
What would you guys like to do?
Okay. Trying to think of how Phil would react to all that.
Anybody else want to do anything?
I wasn't paying attention to what's going on.
So this man.
Sildar was the human that you guys rescued. Basically, he relieved the mayor of the
Yeah,
town.
he's interviewing the mayor and the orc to try to find out
Information.
something about orcs in a manor we're looking for.
We're trying to find Sildar's friend. He's a wizard.
Wizard.
Iarno, and he said that he found out that he's been staying at Tresender
Not
Manor.
staying at, but around.
Around Tresender Manor, and then he said that the mayor divulged knowledge about orcs near Wyvern Tor.
And that it's east.
It's east of here, yeah.
Have we asked the mayor where this manor might be, since this is rather his land?
That is who told us it was east.
Yeah.
No, that's Wyvern Tor.
Wyvern
We don't know
Tor.
where
Oh.
the manor is. Do you know where Wyvern or where Tresender Manor is?
Descender Manor's at the top of the hill, at the end of the road.
Gotcha.
Well, do you want to come with us to talk to this wizard friend of yours? Since he is your friend,
Who are you asking?
Sildar.
Yeah. I need to hold down the fort here, but I can take a walk for a bit.
Alright. And I don't remember, were there any like guards or law enforcement in
There was no law enforcement.
Yeah. Okay.
This is like a small podunk town,
We are the law.
quite a ways away from.
Where are the law enforcement?
What he explains that he's probably gonna write back to the Lord's Alliance in Neverwinter and say, at this point, this town doesn't need some kind of establishment. So
Okay.
that's kind of what he's working on now.
So we're currently putting something in place.
Yeah.
Did we ever find out the brothers' names? Were we supposed to know those?
There was mentioned, I'll find it and
Okay.
retroactive that.
Yeah.
I said it last time, but I can't remember and find that.
If you said, I could bring it down. Maybe.
He has one, but I can't
Tharden
remember.
was one of them.
Yeah, Tharden and the other one, I think started with an H or something.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time
That's
trying
fine.
to find something, so.
I'm just wondering if we should have Sildar. I don't think my character would ask though. So.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Sildar. He said he will come with us, so I maybe we should go. I think the next logical step, the only information that we have that we can viably look into is this wizard friend of his. Let's go to the manor. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna go that way.
Okay, so you guys are all packing up, heading out towards the manor.
Alright, so just for sake of, before we go march off into another skirmish, head back to the inn for a long rest?
Oh, yeah.
We sure could.
I mean,
It
this
is
is like mid-afternoon.
evening,
There's a possibility we could get into a skirmish. I
I-
wasn't counting on that, but yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Cause
It's mid-afternoon, you know, wizards might be cranky at night.
We're only level 2. I've been drinking all day. I have no spells left.
How close are we to shutting down right now?
It's getting close. I mean, it's late,
Early evening?
early evening, yeah.
Alright, so we'll take a long rest then, I guess.
What we would call like 4-ish, 5-ish.
Yeah, so let's just
Start
head back to the
tomorrow.
inn and get a fresh start tomorrow. Dusk.
Okay, so you guys head back to the inn.
Yep.
Again, he welcomes you. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. Did I get you anything?
What's for dinner?
Oh, what would you like? We got plenty of meat. We got
Anything
plenty
but
of
stew.
anything but stew. He kind of pauses and looks. Sure, anything but stew.
Alright.
Doesn't quite set into him. So we got. I'll bring you out some meat stuff. Anybody want anything specific? Okay.
Beer.
She
Play
is
any of
so
that?
beer.
Thought you were just
Okay.
getting off that.
So he goes back and
Make that 2.
he and his wife start making up
It's a
food.
dwarf thing.
You guys can have seats, whatever you would like to do.
I'm gonna get some snacks from the fur ball and head back to the roof.
Furball.
Okay. Are you climbing up on top of the roof?
Yeah.
Okay. This
Do
time
I
I'll
have
have
to
you.
actually do?
I'll have you make
Checks?
an acrobatics check.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm sleeping on the ground.
Where you fall.
Where you fall, yeah.
Yeah. Wherever I fall, that's where I'm going. D20, right? I don't
Yep.
remember. It's been a while. Acrobatics. And I have to roll twice,
She
right?
died like she lived.
Yeah, because you.
on the
No,
ground.
that's for stealth. Stealth is disadvantage.
So,
It's only stealth.
Okay. You guys natural 17. You're good.
20,
You got it.
21. It's a 21. Yeah, I made it to the roof. Alright, cool.
That's a cool name.
As an elf, you kind of sprightly get up there.
Very quietly, just hang out.
Yep.
We're just sitting in the common room.
I'm gonna
Is
go
there
hang out on the
fire?
roof.
There's a fireplace
Fire
there.
double.
I'm gonna go sit in front of the fire and use control flame. I'll make a little dragon appear, like a little fire
So you just
circle.
see Azazel kind of hanging out in front of the fire, just kind of like motion playing. You see him making shapes and dragging.
so Phil's just like has his horn full of ale that he got from the bar, and he's just pensively drinking that while just kind of mesmerized by what Azazel's doing, kind of lost in his thoughts.
I picture Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The very beginning when Tumnus has like a little wand
Yes.
with fire.
Pretty much it, yeah.
Favorite alcoholic.
Nice.
I go up to my room and open my window. I'm assuming there's a window in my room. Okay. And open my window so in case Gary comes back at any point,
Okay.
he can just hop in
Hop right in.
and deal with innkeepers.
Sounds good.
Who else is in the bar?
It's his wife and his son.
Okay, so no other patrons or anything?
Yes. Not at this time. As you guys are hanging out, a couple people show up. You know, you see a couple familiar faces. They just kind of sit down and get their own food and beer. Start doing their thing, just hanging out. They're playing games again.
So as Phil's kind of just staring at the fire, drinking his ale, he not even looking anywhere else but the fire, just kind of asks his dad, so what's your story? What brings you in this area? It's good enough reason. I'm done. I can't because I'm chewing.
Sure is a quiet one.
He starts choking.
They went to talk to somebody, but I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know. But then
Did I miss anything really important? Or
So what did you ask him?
I'll fill you in.
I just asked him, so what brings you in this area? What's your story?
Well, typically I like to stay around wild. I find human settlement to be a bit disquieting. But when Thorn wrote to me when y'all began your quest about the payout, well, I was rather interested in, well, Gundar is an old friend. He helped me out with a bad incident with some bobs a while back. It's actually the same incident in which I met Thorn, of all people.
Gundar's good like that. He's a helpful person.
Indeed,
Money
he
and
is.
friends is good enough reason as any.
Yeah, he's a good friend to have, but I imagine I will probably complete this mission and return back to ranging the wilds. It is so much more peaceful.
I hear ya. Although civilization does have its perks, and I hold up the beer.
We've apparently never had the moonshine of the mountain tribes.
I have not, but I would be very, very interested in trying one day.
I tell you,
Sounds great to me.
I tell you, if you like that pale ale, this will put you on your backside.
It'd have to be some pretty strong stuff.
Look at me. Would I lie to you?
it's like
Roll for deception.
Phil just kind of laughs and holds up his ales and cheers and like, yeah, right.
I'm gonna like flare my hand, my little dragon's gonna like roar and keep flying a circle.
That's some pretty cool tricks you've got. So I take it you're pretty handy with the mage work.
It's a hobby, I guess you could say.
Dead useful one, I say.
Well, I did was rather raised by a silver dragon, so.
Were you?
Yeah, more or less. It's a family tradition.
Family and tradition.
Tiefling families, their tits.
I want to get it.
I'll go over here and just snorts. Huh.
Oh, the paladin thinks something's funny.
At this time, your food and drink starts coming in. He's just hustling, not even having time to talk to you because there's so many. He's just bringing it up. Continues back to the kitchen.
Sorry, can I ask a question? I forget where the goblin is.
He's
in the jail cell hugging the fat man.
Yep.
He's in a jail.
He's
Yeah.
in jail next to the old
governor.
They're interrogated real time.
Yeah. They're gonna be licking their wounds for a long time.
I'm in and out so much that
Yeah.
I like barely catch.
As the
He was
barkeep
bad
comes over to me, I just asked him, we have a partial map of the area. I was curious if you knew where we could get a more accurate map. We just seem to have a partial half of one for just the immediate surrounding areas, but we would like to know.
You have a map of the area.
We do.
It's pretty good. There's no maps that I know of. This is a pretty small area. Everybody, we're all a tight community, so just people know the area. Are you trying to find something specific?
Yeah, we were trying to figure out, there's a place east of here, but we don't have very good specifics on that.
You would have high-fived on the way.
I forget your character name.
Phil.
Phil, yes. Phil, what was the name of that place east of here we're looking for?
East of here, we're looking for Wyvern Tor for the orcs. But the wizard that our friend is at Tresender Manor. That's not, I don't know where that is. That's up the hill.
That's up there.
It'll always be transgender.
Transender Manor, yeah, of course. That's you just hit the straight road and go straight up the hill. It's a big manor. You probably won't be able to miss it.
I sure.
Adventurous people like you can find it, I'm sure.
Do you have any information on? Have you heard of Wyvern Tor by chance?
Wyvern Tor, knock me offhand.
What road would we take to head east?
To head east, well, the way you came really is the Tribborn Trail heads east.
Okay.
Do you know anybody around that has been more well traveled that might know of this place?
There's a few folks that have traveled in the past. I know the one little boy loves adventures. He and the little girl love to go around adventures. You might want to talk to Carp. It's Quellian's son. Adorable little boy. Goes around making adventures in his head, you know. You know how boys are.
Well, I do indeed.
But I see him and Ergon's daughter hanging out all the time, and they go out and rummage around the forest and do what kids do.
Does she have a name?
Tila.
That's adorable.
Good job.
Alright, and probably, I assume it's probably too late.
Maybe a small one too.
It's probably too late in the day. They're probably not going to be out running around. They're
What's
probably in bed by this point.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the information and the food.
I'm glad I could be of help. Have all you like?
As long as you have money.
Big glass of whiskey
If you don't mind.
again. Alrighty. He goes back and starts making it, you know, everybody else's stuff.
I need to buy some like really oversized cups.
Glass,
Yeah.
Like a chalice.
Yes.
Thought even.
Probably,
I have a really like
Can I order
extra
some
large
bacon?
Martini. Oh.
It's like this big.
I want pocket bacon.
So he brings you out your large
It's for
glass of
Critical
whiskey.
Role.
And all your other drinks, brings out your beer.
I would like
everything
a
else.
plate of bacon, please.
I can bring you bacon, of course. We've got the best.
Plate of bacon.
What?
Plate.
A plate of bacon? You
What
got it?
Plate of bacon. Platter. Platter. A platter of bacon.
All the way.
Stubby.
At this point, Phil is going to
Huh? Not right now.
go ahead and just polish off the rest of his ale and start walking towards the forge. I forget. Did that forge have a name?
It was
Have forge.
Phandelver Forge.
Phandelver Forge, right? I'm gonna start heading towards Phandelver Forge.
Phandelin.
Phandelver?
Yep.
We need a new name.
And whatever.
I got it
Darn
mixed up
regional
so
names.
many times at the beginning because they're so close. Phandelin is the town. Phandelver is the pact, the agreement made.
Oh, okay.
Goodness gracious.
Really, people?
I know! I was like, why you gotta do that to me? This is supposed to be like a beginner's thing, you know? You're supposed to...
Throwing out. There's lots of name possibilities you can pick from.
Yeah.
With this whole transgender manor thing, I pictured a Playboy Mansion.
Yes.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there.
You didn't do that to me once.
Now we need somebody to come out with a red robe.
You guys hit that.
Yes.
No. Well, wait, we all have to put the red robe ruffians.
You guys get to the top of the
The Red Road Ruffians.
One of us
Is
can
the
play
leader's
it.
name Hugh?
It is now.
Yeah, this whole time we thought it was Red Brand Ruffians. Red Road, I guess.
Red Thong Ruffians.
Oh,
Red
gosh.
Red
Alright.
Suspended
Too
Shelby's
much.
bringing it
The
down a notch or
first time
two.
I heard it, I was like, really?
Alright. So you guys finish up dinner. You guys can call it a night, or if you guys want to continue talking, whatever you guys want to do.
I'm going to the forge and wanting to work off some steam.
Good? Sounds good.
You go to the forge?
Forge.
There's a forge?
I will after this, but
Alright, so you have the forge. He's still there. It's still mid-afternoon. Igron sees you walk up. What's up?
And
Hold
it's
on
Phil
real quick.
leaving.
Egron?
Yeah, you met him before.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote down his name.
Okay. Egrontiln.
Oh my gosh.
How goes it, Egron?
It goes well. How about you?
Well, I was just looking to pound a bit of hot steel. Can I give you a hand with anything tonight?
I've got a few simple projects if you're looking to work off some steam.
I would very much like to. And so I go over and I'm assuming he shows me what he's working on.
So he takes you over and shows you because he's realized that you're apt enough in your craft. He kind of takes you and he's wanting to see how So he takes you over, he shows you something he's working on. It's a large rod. He's kind of got it in a rough form, and he wants you to smooth it out for him.
Okay. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna talk to him a little bit about the information that we've gotten. So I hear you have a daughter.
Yes, I do have a daughter. Why are you asking?
Hold on, let me back up a second. We're trying to find a place.
His hand on it.
We're trying to find a place called Wyvern Torn, and we were told that your daughter might know of it because her and her friend Carp, they like to wander around in that area. Do you know of the place? I figured if she knows, you probably know.
Wyvern Tor. Can't say I've heard of the place. I know there's a few places around this area that are mystical and interesting, but I haven't been to a Wyvern Tor myself.
Mystical and interesting, you see.
Yeah,
What places have you heard of?
Rumors, there's all kind of rumors.
Yeah.
You never know if there's a tit of truth or not.
So, that's really all I wanted to ask him about, so mostly I just wanted to hit stuff. So, I guess, so he's wanting to see how am I doing a roll for anything or something?
Yeah, so you're gonna do, the way you do these is your D20.
Okay.
Plus because you're proficient with your tools, so you'll add your proficiency bonus. And for this, we'll do dexterity modifier.
And what are you making?
Okay, so
He's working on smoothing out a roughly made rod.
Okay.
so I'm adding both of them, so it'd be +4 then. Okay. Oh, that's a natural one. Oh, good.
That was my phone.
He's never out.
It's fine. You can stay down there as long as
It's on meters.
Oh, don't melt.
Terrible. This thing absorbs really badly.
Alright, so he kind of chuckles as you actually dent it a little bit and bend it. He says, alright.
I'm so sorry, I've got
You've
other
had
things
a
on my
long
mind.
day. Go ahead and take it. He kind of puts his hand on your shoulder, kind of like, not walks you out, but starts kind of like, it's been a long day.
You're ruining my
You're done.
You know.
I appreciate the help. I know it's been a long day. It's an evening. If you want to come back another time, I'm sure got something simpler for you.
Alright.
Now you can smooth that around.
That actually fits with everything right now. Okay, so Phil kind of understands and just kind of walks out and just like goes find a tree to chop down or something.
Okay, so you're just out back, whacking at trees in the woods.
I go to the outskirts of the woods and just
Sure.
find the biggest tree I can find and just start hacking at it.
Okay, sounds good.
I shouldn't.
The rest of the town can just kind of hear the echo of it.
Do you want some ice or something?
That's
Then
right.
you yeah, like,
So right now I'm just chilling in the car
Bring back.
for the night. Can I do something before we go to bed for the long night?
You can certainly try.
I can certainly try.
is this gonna be your little thing without me?
I'm doing terrible.
Just continue.
Pass out in the room.
Continue.
I
Enjoy my beer by myself.
am going. Can I quietly tell you?
Oh, if you would like to whisper to the DM, you
Yes.
can do that.
To the gods.
So D&D Beyond, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful
I mean,
pool.
yeah.
Wonderful pool.
The wonderful app that lets you do all your stats.
D&D Beyond. Okay, we want to see you. We want to see you do an ad.
Do a Sam thing.
I want you to do a Sam commercial. It's your week to do it.
You guys are totally blowing over my head.
It's critical.
Critical Role.
Every time they have a whisper between the DM and a character.
They always do an
They
ad. So
start
merch.
doing like an
Has anyone
improv,
checked out the
like, plug for
Critical
their-
Role?
Their sponsor.
Oh,
Nothing has to
gotcha.
do with
Have you checked out the website www.criticalrole.com?
So-
New t-shirts.
So,
Stop.
so publicly, all I'm saying is that my character disappears for an hour.
Okay. God damn, you should listen. He's like my favorite.
Critical Role.
And I can
While-
fill you in on.
The guy that does that.
Sam Regal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man's
While
amazing.
he's going to forage and she's walking off somewhere.
Disappearing.
Okay.
The weapons store, the Blue Lion, was that like a weapons general store? Was I there for that? I wasn't tagged in attending that table match. Okay, I was okay. I would like to go check out that store and see if maybe they have like some kind of higher grade bowstring or something like that than I currently have.
Okay. So you head down to where am I? Blue Lion Shield Coaster, which was, you can ask the rest of the group. It's just past the inn on the left, really.
Small village, I figured I'd find it.
Yeah. So you head in, open the door. There's a shield kind of embedded into, so you know you're in the right place. You open the door. Ding, there's a little door ring. You hear hello.
Hi, I have a bow currently, my long bow that I use quite frequently, and I was hoping you had some new bowstring that might be a bit higher quality than I currently have. I can pull it out to show.
So you show her
I'm
just
assuming it's a her.
a basic bow, longbow.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you looking to do?
If she has any higher quality string than I currently have,
Okay.
I would like to purchase and replace that.
As the DM will ask, are you trying to make it do anything special or just?
Level up-ish, if
Okay.
I
Okay.
can extend my range, or,
Okay, so yeah, I was just asking so that I know how to play it out.
yes.
So she says, well, I usually am hit pretty hard and kind of out of stock on stuff, although I did just recently get helped out by a great group of people that came in and they brought me a shipment. I do have some bows in the back, some strings. You're welcome to look if they have better strings. Then if yours is worn out, you can certainly swap out or we could work something out. Go ahead and she takes you back and roll a perception check. Or we'll make it an investigation.
Napkin or paper towel or something. My hands are like all chippy. So, what am I rolling for?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Ooh.
Okay.
She investigated.
She's a
Okay,
heartstrings.
so I got a 17.
Natural or?
I got a 16 natural and I have a +1.
Okay, so you do find there is a newer bow than the one you have. It has a better string, and she's willing to just trade you outright.
Oh,
for that.
nice.
And it's a longbow
Yeah,
with the new one?
because she can tell you're part of this mysterious group. Not every day does a whole bunch of people walk into Phandelver.
What's your legit adventures?
Yeah,
So what does this bow do?
it's the same. There's no upgrade. She's just giving you a newer, more efficient bow at this point. She explains, I don't have anything magical. I don't have anything like that at this point. If you have something specific you'd like me to look out for in my orders, I can certainly write that down.
If you, in your trades, if you ever come across any specialty arrows, whether they be flaming, poison, anything along those lines,
Like her, she kind of
Contact
smiles
me.
at me. She writes it down.
or your mother.
But we don't hear any of this.
Cool. As she's walking you out, you guys just make
No, I have
chit chat
no
a little
idea.
bit for a little while, and as she's walking
No, I
you
just
out,
hear walking in the
she
direction.
kind of gives you a couple little cookies that she had just sitting on her counter. She says, I hope you have a great day, and I'll keep an eye out for you.
Gave you
How can I find
cookies.
you? Are you gonna come back sometime? Or?
I imagine we'll be in town for another day or so, at least.
Okay.
I'll check in before I leave town, and I'm sure after we leave town, we'll be back this way eventually.
Sounds wonderful. What was your name?
Brent,
You had to
had to
check.
think about that.
Perception check.
My name is Lane. Good to meet you, Brandon.
Lane?
Linene. Lane.
Okay.
I say it different every time.
I love these names. What happened to like Mark, John, Sarah?
Yeah, they have some
Fantasy names, yo.
crazy names in these games.
Bellamere.
Cool. All right. So that happens, you end up wandering back.
So
As you're wandering back to town, you just kind of see the end of the day kind of townish scene. It's dusk. There's people just kind of couples walking and a couple little kids playing.
I'm just gonna head back to the inn and see if Gary has come back yet. And if not, I'll just take my phone.
Sounds good. Gary's not back, but you have a nice fresh soft breeze coming through the window.
Okay.
I think it's too late.
Are there anybody playing any card games or anything in the?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely plays some card games.
Let's make some money.
As soon as the DM can find the games again.
Oh, your thumbs have you retired?
Well,
Have you retired?
so there's a fire playing. You gonna go up to the table that they're playing at?
Yes, I would like to go. Sit
Okay.
down next to whoever's playing.
You see one of the same guys, but he's with a different guy this time. He goes, "Oh, hey there! Come on, join us. You gonna play again?"
I'd love to.
Okay. Kind of whispers to his friend, "She's a shark."
I've only played a couple.
So
That's what I
So,
showed.
Couple million.
again, they're gonna play the same game.
Okay. I don't even remember those.
It was called. Is it the Gambit?
Something.
Was it the Gambit Sword? I remember how to play it. So, so basically you bet and then you roll a D8, a D6, and a D4, and you can bet in between each. So he kind of looks at you, chuckles, and then puts down a copper, or not a copper, a silver.
I'll match you in that silver.
Okay, so let me need a pen here. So then you'll keep all your rolls secret, so I don't want to see them. Okay?
Okay, and I roll all of them.
No, one at a time,
One
and
at
then
a
you
time.
in between you bet.
And do I start with a specific dice?
8. You work your way down.
Okay.
You're gonna ruin all your other organs.
I'd like to stay.
Okay, so
One less than destroyed, he's already gone.
so you're checking basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of glares at you a little bit, knocks the table also, but the other guy raises.
Right, and there's silver.
Yeah.
You got issues.
She's friends with me.
It's funny, I'm like, I really shouldn't be drinking this. I like really wanna go for it.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, another silver.
There's silver.
It's so
So
yummy.
then roll your D6.
Whoa.
You can't be turned into a zombie.
Oh my god.
Or like a vampire or something.
This time the guy that you recognize checks.
I know.
Okay, the other guy checks. Roll your D4.
Her henna is amazing.
Okay.
It's traditional to do henna.
It's your turn to action.
I was there.
You check, the guy you recognize checks, and the other guy kind of looks at both you. Since he doesn't know how to read you, but he knows his buddy, he's trying to read his buddy. So he checks.
And then we add them together, or?
Yeah, you add them together.
Advantage dice.
Basically, whatever total, yeah.
So it was 6.
Total?
Yeah, total.
Okay, he beat you.
Maybe, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
he almost-
Alright.
he almost got the highest possible roll. He was trying to slow play it out. So it was only 2 silver.
We win some, we lose some.
So the guy kind of chuckled. Let her play anytime.
How much did you lose?
2 silver.
It's about
That's
medium,
her.
isn't it?
And the guy you know says, "Oh, that's all right. She took enough from us last time. She's a fun play."
It was a good night.
Good night.
Alright, and I head up to my
All right. Good night, Nass.
See you again.
Okay, what were you doing? Sure.
Here, hold it for a second.
She's lovely.
What that was?
But once morning,
I'll
she
pick it
did
up.
a finger like
Yeah.
like having to wait a while. Devastating.
Yeah, when we were doing stuff, it was my
Your friend
was
is
more like, if we're like on the trailer or something,
Friendship on
and we're
Yeah.
traveling and redoing it or whatever.
India.
India.
Yeah. Like she was born there and came here. She came here when she was like 4 or 5.
That's cool.
But yeah, like
Oh, that's super cool.
isn't that awesome?
She has a nose piercing, like a real one.
Yeah. Well, normally it's just a step,
See
but it's a
perception
ceremony.
for this one.
Don't screw with this.
You're good. It's just your face button.
I'm like easing.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do? Go ahead.
I walk up to Izazar.
Is that
I know you just. I just had a drink, so it's fine. I keep calling him
Dragon
Izazar.
guy.
Let's keep role playing this.
A to the
Yeah.
Z.
And I've been like looking at him like all night long. I'm just like contemplating, like just drinking my beer. And I walk up to
Not
him.
know you swung that way, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's what he's thinking. But
That's
I walk up
classic.
to him, and I like, are you sitting down? Like, what are you doing?
I'm like sitting in front of the fire.
In a chair, or is there a table?
No, like there's the hearth, there's the fire, and there's me.
Okay,
So
so
you
he's
see
like
like
Barnes
Barnes
and
and Noble
He's sitting on the.
at the fire pit or
Okay.
fireplace.
So I walk up to him.
Are you on the floor or on a chair?
I'm on the floor.
Okay, so he's on the floor. Okay, so I walk up to him and I ask him. I have one question.
Sorry, I can do it.
You say nothing.
I'm just gonna like look.
No,
at
you
him.
just look at him. He's like, where's this going? Can you fly?
Can you fly?
Legit question.
What in the 9 worlds makes you think I could fly? I realize giants are known for their.
You have to remember that you're a little bit God mode right now.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what is. You don't know.
He never
what
actually said he had wings.
Yeah.
Did he?
Well,
Yeah.
poop.
Yeah.
Never
Well,
did.
I think we're just assuming that we can see them because
Yeah.
when he shows that they're
Sorry.
blasted out.
He didn't describe
I
it.
thought they were folded. All right, then fine.
They
We'll-
like
guess
we'll have
that's
to-
what you
Just you're
can't
mysterious
see
looking.
It could be under his cloak.
Or cape.
Yeah, keep
Just
playing it
keep
up.
it.
So
Keep
you
it.
go up and ask this question. He says,
All right.
I realize giants are known for their intelligence, my friend, but
My
that's just kind of an
intelligence are high,
odd
sir.
thing to walk up and ask a person.
as he's sloshing beer.
Well, now I don't know what to say because I don't know if you have wings or not.
How?
Okay, so he responds, and then you do what?
I don't know he has wings. I walk away.
Okay. No word. Turned around, walked away.
What an odd fellow. Go back to my dragon.
So you're just sitting there
Yeah.
making your dragon thing. Okay.
I swear, these people, where did they find them all?
Anyone else do anything before the long rest?
Nope. Retired to the room.
Okay.
I assume.
I will
Ryder
mention
has
that I have not talked to him, like, tiefling guy, this whole time, because I instantly don't trust him.
I've wrapped myself
And
in
I'm
my
just
blanket.
like, I'd rather not.
Sounds good. Complete avoidance.
Yep.
I was sitting at a table with my back to him at the fire, and I heard the exchange, and I just laughed to myself in my beer.
You're still awake?
Barely.
I'm a dork.
I thought you passed out.
I handle my beer really well, but not the Cheez-Its.
You're not allowed to have any.
All right, long rest. Let's take a break.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm broken.
I guess
I
just.
get like out
You
the
know,
way.
so
It's
long.
like a character.
Paladin.
That's why it's rolling.
The mention of his past.
This is leaving now.